Heavy is the head that has to manage all of this.
Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel.
We're now incentivized to buy what we already buy.
Fumbling through college had me building.
I also got some done on the other side.
And that was right around, I would say, May maybe, right before renewing the lease for this property.
Welcome to the channel, Martha.
Thank you for having me here.
Oh, I was going to say, I am getting up there in age, I'll tell you what.
Bills paid by other people, life was never this good. I had to step back, knowing that it's...
Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to talk a little bit of crypto. Now, full disclaimer, I'm not the biggest crypto kind of store. I've dabbled in Bitcoin, I've dabbled in Ethereum, I've dabbled in XRP. Definitely did a lot of research on that early on, but as you know, times change. Even a year or two, things can change and things can be different. But what I've noticed is with the Fed dropping rates, with the government shutdown in effect as of the making of this video, Bitcoin's drop in price is now correlating to lower interest rates, meaning easier monetary policies, more money in the market, which means more money in the stock market as a result of that. And so people are shifting from gold, from crypto to, you know, the stock market, to American businesses, to where the money is generated in order to invest in these things. And that just kind of shows that people are just finding different ways to allocate money, allocate resources, and then put it in vehicles that they believe are going to be more efficient to expedite growth. You see, when I put my money in a CD or a high yield savings account, I'm not expecting super strong returns. I'm not expecting growth that is astronomical. But there are some people who want to capitalize off of even the smallest advantage that they can possibly find. So instead of getting a 3.5% return, they'll go for that 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 20% return because they don't want to leave any money on this table. Now, there's one truth is that we have one life to live. And so it is no one's fault that some people would want to maximize that. You want to maximize your potential. You want to maximize your earned income, and you want to maximize having your money work for you. And that makes perfect sense. I understand that when I put money in a savings account, I'm leaving money on the table. And you also understand that the rich are not going to keep tens of thousands of dollars in savings when they can have all of that money working capital, making more money and compounding for them. And so we're starting to see a shift from when interest rates were super high and everything was unaffordable and monetary policies had slowed down or even ceased to exist. There was no monetary easing. There was no money getting pumped into the market by the feds. People started to hold Bitcoin. They started to hold crypto. They started to hold gold and silver, right? But now that they're going to start the money printing machine again, now that interest rates are dropping, even if it's a quarter point here and then a quarter point the next month, and now possibly a quarter point in December, we're starting to see that even with these small rate reductions, that there's a lot more movement in the markets. Bitcoin was under $100,000 at one point. It went back up to 103,000 by the time I watched the video, but their high was around 126,000. So they're about $25,000 below their peak. And some people thought that Bitcoin was, again, going to the moon. Now 100K in itself is a big achievement. I remember when Bitcoin was $2,000. I remember when it was $20,000. I remember when it went all the way to 50 and kept crashing back down. 50 crash, 50 crash, 50 crash. Now it's at $100,000. And the lowest it's been in the last 52 weeks is about $62,000. So with that being said, it is very unlikely that we're going to see Bitcoin back at 20. Unlikely we'll see it back at $2,000 ever again in my lifetime. But there is a possibility that there'll be a chance for those who are crypto investors to get in at a decent price point. Now, just like any other market, I believe that you shouldn't time the market. However, I also don't believe that you should over leverage yourself or put money into a speculative asset when it is not advantageous for you to do so. So you want to look at the percentage yield. You want to see how much growth potential there has been and what you perceive it to be moving forward, and then make an educated assumption on what that vehicle is going to do for you and your bottom line. Now, Bitcoin is not something tangible like gold, like real estate, or like a company that you see every single day, like an Amazon or a Walmart. You understand? Like, there's really no one to hold accountable for cryptocurrency. And so when you're investing in something like that, that is now considered an asset, so I think it's safe to say it's an asset. You know, there's not many safeguards in place for you. It's a very speculative investment, but it has a high return of possibilities for you if you are willing to take that risk. So for me, if I see Bitcoin at $80,000, although again you're not supposed to time the market, if I see Bitcoin at $80,000, I'm putting 10 to 15,000 into Bitcoin personally. I'm not saying that anybody should invest in it. I'm saying that you should do your own due diligence, your own research. I'm not your financial advisor. I'm just an average guy on YouTube. I have to make that quick disclaimer. But watching Bitcoin drop to under 100K, I have the belief that it will be back to 100K. And because of that, and because the president has stated that he wanted to start putting U.S. funds into Bitcoin, which spurred the growth in the first place, it is safe to say that if it does drop to a significant amount, that it will be a great buying opportunity for people to get in, people who have the money to start investing and reap the benefits of that opportunity. And so I think it's a smart play if, again, that were to happen. This is not something that I do a lot of the times where we're speculating on price points and things of that. I try to stay away from that completely. I never do that with the stock market, because if I believe in a company, if I believe in a business, I'm all in. But for something like this is something that if it goes to the moon, great. If it doesn't, it's no skin off my back. And it's something that I can take the risk for. And that's why I put such a, for me, what would be a meager amount into crypto. Not even a true percentage of my portfolio would be in that. Maybe like, I would say like 4% would be in crypto. So with that being said, guys, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe. What do you think is going to happen with cryptocurrency? My friend is super eager with XRP. A lot of people love XRP, and I know why, right? Faster trading, computing, and all that stuff, faster CPUs and all that stuff. And we'll talk about NVIDIA and another video that's creating these high processors as well. So we'll leave no stone unturned in the next couple of videos. So guys, again, if you like this video, make sure you leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. You know I post on YouTube, Rumble, and Spotify for podcasters. And I can't wait to see you in the next one.